Shalom. Today's Hebrew word study is on faith. What is faith? And what does it look like biblically? We're going to take a look. Before we can get into the Hebrew section of faith, let's first put faith in our context by using biblical verses where faith is so crucial in our relationship and we can see the connection. Deuteronomy 32:20. And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a forward generation, children in whom is no faith. So for us to turn back to the world represents no faith. Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he that comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Without faith, it is impossible for us to connect, develop, and sustain a relationship with our Heavenly Father, our Creator, and the Most High. In the previous verse, Deuteronomy 32:20, we see that forward generation means that the people went back into a carnal mindset and they started serving their own flesh and their own desires. They started adopting ways of the people around them versus living sanctified and living by the will of Yah. In Hebrew, faith is the word Emunah. From right to left, Emunah is the Aleph, Mem, Vav, Nun, and He. Each letter in Hebrew has its own word, and each word has multiple meanings. The meaning of a single word depends on how the letters are arranged within the word. Emunah in English means firmness, steadfastness, and fidelity. Emunah in Hebrew meant Yah's bloodline is connected and secured in, by, and through his word and breath / son, Yahshua. Out of the word Emunah, we have the word Emun or Emun. Emun means faithfulness. There's a word that both of these words actually share, and the three letters that they all three have in common is the Aleph, the Mem, and the Nun. This word is Amen. Amen means to conform or support. Emunah, Emun, and Amen have a two-letter parent root word. This word is the Mem and the Nun. The Mem and the Nun. We're going to look at that right now. The Mem and the Nun means together blood continues. The bloodline of Yah shall continue or will continue. Mem is the water, blood, and liquid. Nun is the offspring to continue, seed, or heir. In Romans 8:15 we read, for you have not received the spirit of bondage again to fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption, whereby we cry, Abba, Father. Faith in our culture means something differently within the Hebrew culture. For example, the Hebrews have more of an action mindset, where we have more of an abstract mindset. We visualize while they actually do. In Hebrew, faith means to stand firm. The abstract view would give us an idea or a visualization of pillars, because pillars are strong, they stand firm, and they are able to bind, support, and hold things together. Yah is also seen, or God is also seen, as one who is able to care, one who we can depend on, and he will always provide. Exodus 3:7. The Lord said, I have surely seen the affliction of my people, which are in Egypt, and have heard their cry by reason of their taskmasters, for I know their sorrows. Here we see Yah listens to his children, and he feels for our pains. Psalm 37:25. I have been young, and now am old, yet have I not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his seed begging for bread. Here we see the people depending on Yah to provide. And Yah provides provision, food, to physically meet their needs. It's also in the Hebrew lexicon compared to a craftsman. The word faith is compared to a craftsman. Why? Because in a craftsman who becomes an expert in his profession through years of training, mastery, and knowledge, he or she will eventually pass down that skill to an understudy. How does that compare to us in our faith, in our walk? And what does that have to do with faith? We'll get into that. There's a connection. Before we get into it, let's talk about this. In the Hebrew word Emunah, we saw how the seed, the breath, the word of Yah connects us to the bloodline. Only through Yahshua, the Messiah, are we connected and held firmly to Yah. Biblical faith is demonstrated by one who is secure and firm in Yah's word and truth. Their beliefs are modeled by their lifestyle, their actions and conversations. Whoever you obey, you make your master. This is Romans 6:16. Maturation is needed and required in order to effectively edify others and to build the kingdom of Yah. Hebrews 5:13 tells us, "For everyone that uses milk is unskillful in the word of righteousness, for he is a babe." Babes are unable to teach others. Babes are unable to truly walk out the will of the Most High. It is required for us to go deeper in word, deeper in understanding, and to spend time within the body and within the word of Christ. We grow. As we grow, we develop the understanding of the word and the lifestyle that the Most High wants us to live. We then begin to plant and water seeds. We begin to edify and to build up the body, which is the church, all for the glory of Yah. In closing, faith isn't what we say, rather it's how we live. It's an action, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a thought, it's not just a word, but it's what we practice, it's what we live, and it's what we breathe. Romans 10:17. So then, faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the word, breath, and Son of Yah. Hebrews 10:38. Now the just shall live by faith, which is righteousness. But if any man draws back, which means turns it back into the world, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. 1 John 2:4. He that says I know him and keeps not his commandments is a liar, and the truth is not in him. If we want to be in the bloodline, if we want to be connected and secure in our faith, secure within Yah, we must accept his provision, which is his Son. Through Yahshua HaMashiach, the Messiah, Jesus Christ, we are able to be supported, we are held firm, we are held in a stable position, and we are made strong. And we are connected through the blood to the Father. I hope this blessed your spirit. Shalom.